Hey guys, so I'm sharing with you my sweetbread cookie recipe. This cookie is so insanely amazing. It is so easy, so quick, and the perfect little snack for any tray or platter. So blessed, grateful, thankful for amazing recipes like this. Let's go ahead and get started with our butter. I have 1 stick of unsalted butter that I had popped into the microwave and got it melted. Let that go for about 45 seconds to a minute or so until melted. I'm also going to go ahead and add in a half a cup of granulated sugar. And I'm going to give that a mix for about maybe 15 seconds until that sugar and that butter is incorporated. I'm also going to go ahead and add in about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You can also use mixed essence if you want. After I have mixed that in, I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 large egg. And we're going to give this a really nice mix for about 30 seconds once we've added in that egg. It's going to thicken up our butter sugar mixture. So we're going to give it a mix for about 30 seconds. If you want, you can add your dry into a separate bowl and then mix it in together. But I am kind of like, try to limit the amount of dishes I do daily because it's one of those things that are never ending. The sink is always full of dishes. So I'm just going to be adding it into my bowl. So I'm adding in my all-purpose flour. That is 1 cup of all-purpose flour, as well as some baking powder. And we're going to add in some baking soda as well. I will have all the amounts listed below in the description box to help you guys out, to make it easier for you. And you're also going to want a teeny tiny pinch of salt. Very small amount of salt. I'm going to also add in about a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, as well as about a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Again, if you want to be on the safe side, go ahead and use a separate bowl to mix your dry to make sure all the baking powder and baking soda is thoroughly mixed together. However, I'm just taking a shortcut. I'm also going to be adding in my dried coconut. This is some sweetened coconut flakes, a half a cup of dried coconut, as well as some raisins. You can also add currants. I am using raisins because that is what I have on hand. As well as some mixed fruit peel, some candied fruit mix, mixed fruit peel, whatever you call it. I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of that. You can completely leave this out if you don't want it. However, it sometimes adds a really nice flavor to the sweetbread, and you can also add 1 more tablespoon if you really like the flavor of that mixed fruit peel. I'm just going to go with 2 tablespoons. I think that's a good amount, but you can add a little bit more if you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix together those dry ingredients, like I said, right on top of everything. I'm going to make sure my dry ingredients are mixed thoroughly before I incorporate it with my wet. So all I'm doing is just tossing together that flour, coconut, baking powder, baking soda, and salt, cinnamon, nutmeg before I start incorporating it into my butter. So now that it's mixed, I'm just going to incorporate everything together. Until everything is thoroughly mixed in. And now this is an important step. We have to place this in the fridge for about 30 minutes or so. If you're in a rush like I am, I'm always like, the faster we get cookies on the table, the better. You can cover this up, which I will be doing, and place it in the freezer for about 15 minutes. So whichever way you choose, fridge or freezer, you want to make sure that this is covered up with some cling wrap or something. I like to make my cling wrap actually touch the cookie dough so it doesn't get any film or anything on top. Make sure it's nice and snug, and I'm going to pop it in my freezer for about 15 minutes. Make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and I have a baking tray that I've lined with some parchment paper. Now I'm just using a regular like tablespoon spoon, and I'm going to just use about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half amount of my dough. So just a regular spoon, just about a tablespoon and a half amount. You can actually measure it if you want to, or use a cookie, what do you call those things? A cookie scooper. I'm just going to take it out, roll it into a little ball, and I'm going to continue doing this. You want to make sure that each cookie has some raisins, has some fruit peel, and make sure that they are about 1 inch to 2 inches apart from each other, because these are going to spread a little bit. After we finished, I just put 8 on this cookie tray. These are going to bake for about 15 to 18 minutes or so. You want to check on them. It depends on your oven. Mine took about 17 minutes or so. They're still light at the top, but they have a beautiful golden brown crust at the edges. That's probably my favorite part of this cookie. You're going to let this sit in this tray after it's come out of the oven for about 5 minutes before you remove it and put it on either a cooling rack, your platter, whatever. I have some granulated sugar in a bowl here with a little bit of cinnamon, ground cinnamon. Mix that together, and we're just going to sprinkle that on top for a little added sweetness. And these cookies are absolutely amazing. They have a light, nice, crunchy bottom and sides, but the inside is super, super soft. The flavors are amazing. You can actually add some orange zest to this if you'd like that orange flavor to come through. However, I didn't add mine. Just crazy because I add orange zest to almost everything I could possibly add it to. But they're super soft, insanely delicious, and flavorful. And it's so easy. It's so quick. So much faster than making a sweetbread. And they're great for school lunches, platters, gifts. Yeah, I can't even talk right now. Platters for birthdays, platters for children's snacks. It's just a really, really great treat. If you love sweetbread, like I do, have some of this. Let it, it's better. It's going to be better the next day. It always is better the next day. Sweetbread is always better the next day. You can have this with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. I'm out of breath. I probably need another cup of coffee myself for today. I'll see you guys next time. I'll have everything listed below. If you tried it and you enjoyed it, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.